Welcome to another movie. As you can see, this time I have another kit. No, wait, did I just assemble this? Welcome to another movie. As you can see, I have another giant box with a kit. I wanted to show this one. So what we have in here is another building block set. This time is a balancing dragon. This one have two wheels connected as far as I understand with two motors, and it's automatically balancing on those two wheels using of course the tail as a counterbalance to the head. As far as I can understand, this one can move the tail and move the wings and the head, but I'm not sure about that. So far I can already tell you that there is one problem with this thing. I did not assemble this, I did not open it, but I know there is a problem, and that's the Mould King. This app is a disaster. Why? Because they say it's working with Android, with iOS, but I tested about 5 devices in my home with this application, and no of those devices work with this application. So I tried to contact it on the Google Shop, and the mail that they show is not working, so they don't want to contact with anyone. So I find it on YouTube. I post 2 comments in 2 movies to contact me and just any of the devices that I have to allow me to use it, and no response. So this is a dead company with a dead application. As far as I can understand, this thing works only with iOS, but I don't have any of those. I have a Xiaomi, a Pocophone, a Lenovo tablet, Kingzone, and no of these devices work with this. It's just showing it's not supported. So I already know I will not be able to use this application. No of the special functions like line follow, gyroscope control, or voice commands, or anything like that. So that's a disaster. It's the third device, third building set that I have that will not have that application working. So that's another disaster from the Mould King. Sorry, I will not be able to do this. So what we have, as you can see, a dragon with 2 wheels. As far as I can see, there are some gears for the wheels, for the wings, and probably for the head, but I have no idea. It's a counterbalance Poise, something in Chinese, I cannot read it. 8 ears and up, 13051 set, smart programming music. Of course, we will not be able to use it. And another 1297 pieces. Oh my god, those getting much bigger and bigger. Let me rotate it. Here you have it. Of course, I can only use this remote. I'm not able to use anything other than this because the application is a disaster. It's moving the head, moving the jaw of the head, wheels, as far as I can see, also the wings. Intelligent Bluetooth speaker. Maybe I will be able to connect to this thing, but this doesn't allow me to do much of it. Application is a disaster again. So nothing here, nothing here. There is a top view of the dragon. Okay, so let's see what we have in here.
Later.
Okay, so this is what you get inside. 2 boxes marked as A and B. Sorry, I was not able to open it on the camera. Those things getting really too big for my desk. I'll need to upgrade. Oh my god, this thing is full. Whoa, the instruction is giant in here. You see the stickers. Oh my god. More stickers. So this is just one box. Oh my god. So what do we have in here? Probably this is the remote. It's well packed. This is the remote. So what in the hell is this? It's ripped already, so I can look inside. Oh, those are the motors. It's using the phone plug. Whoa, those wheels are really big. So man, this thing has 50 to 60 centimeters in square. So this thing is not small, I can tell you that. Here's the manual. I see the stickers laying around. So we have the thing that's about the control. Here are the wings. I see this in here, another one. They look quite nice. And a giant encyclopedia of a instruction. Oh my god, this wing will take me about a week to assemble. 1-to-1 scales I can see. Look at this part list. Oh my god, this thing is really complicated, but this thing will be giant as far as I can see. Looking how the wheels are big, this thing will be half of meter tall. Oh, too bad the application doesn't work. This will be quite nice. So this is the Bluetooth speaker, and let's see what's in the second one. This probably will be only the parts. To assemble it, let me take it out. Oh man, it doesn't look that there is so much parts. But still there are many parts, and I need to organize this somehow. I see the gears in here. Okay, so actually that's all I can show you for this moment. I will just start the assemble, and if I find something interesting to show, I will just show it, because this thing will take me 1 week to assemble, and this is not a short movie. Okay, so let me start to assemble. Of course I have 2 bolts to try to manage all these things. At least the parts are big. That's quite happy for me. And I will just turn on the camera when I find something interesting to show.
6.5 hours later.
Okay, so I'm just finished the bag number 9, and I'm at the 86 page of this. So I started to assemble this, but I need to open another bag, and this seems like to be the wings. And look at this thing. Oops, I pop it out. This thing is really big. So compared to my hand, as you can see, this thing is half of meter long. The tail doesn't have any mechanism, it's just wiggling like it wants. But look how well this thing is made. They took so much time to design the tail, that's incredible. Very interesting part in all of this is that it's chain driven. So there is a motor in here that is powering the wheels directly. Well, this should go inside. I need to check this thing, if this should be all the way in, but yes, it seems like. There is a chain that is connected to a gear, 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 that is connected to a piece of plastic on the front. So as far as I can understand, it will drive the or move the giant wings. So it's starting to be hard to show it. Oops. So you can see, I always forget it's just by holding it, just by clicking it. It doesn't seem to bounce still because there is no remote, but as you can see here, it's talking in, as far as I can understand, Chinese or Japanese. I have no idea what it's talking about, but see, it's just moving like this, so I think that's telling me it's not connected. There are two micro USB ports, one is E, one is F. I have no idea what they do, but I suppose on page 151 I will find it. Yes, there are about, if I remember, 151 pages on the instruction, so yes, this takes some time. The instruction itself, I can show you, it's really easy. It's giant, it's easy to read, easy to see. Mostly it's just about 7, maybe 10 parts max, because most of them are those small black connectors. This is the parts that I left with, and I have no idea where they are. There are some spare chains, as far as I can say. On the instruction there was 20 of this connectors, and it's just using 8 of them, so I left with it. And now is the next bug for me, the 10. I just set it with the numbers. Sadly I will not be able to put it back in those numbers, because that's really hard to do. I'm using both. I just put parts inside and just search of it, and all the spares are in the red one. So that's actually all that I want to show you. So do I really need to put it? I think so. So I need to put this part inside. Yes, like this. This reinforces the front. So I'm back to building. I really like this kit, but still the metal one was, I think, more interesting, because it's this is just a Lego type, so nothing interesting. The funny part is that I made two mistakes. I by accident one of the piece put in wrong color, so I needed to put the second one with the also wrong color. This thing is really annoying. It's popping out like crazy. The second thing I did forget is to connect the motors, because manual just doesn't show any information about that. So I needed to take off the tail, the top, the part with the gears, lift up the white part and put the cable through, just to have it like this. Luckily I did not assemble all the machine and then realized that, but it was still annoying to take all the parts off, but it is connected now, so as you can see the motors are running. I could turn it on and just see how it's working, but I don't need that to do that. So see, that's what I'm talking about. This thing is really completely annoying. So that should be glued, but because I will take it apart and just sell it later, just to allow someone else to assemble this, and I cannot do that. But it's really annoying. Okay, so back to assembly.
Tomorrow.
And here it is in the full glory, the dragon. So as I assembled this, I did understand it's a more Mechagodzilla, so it's a mechanical dragon, because you can see the screws in here. Those are the bottom part for the levers, and they use it as a screws, and that's looking really nice. So as far as I can understand, it's a mechanical dragon. There is a something that looks like a seat on the top. So it is finished. Here are some spare parts, some I don't know how to nails, let's say like this, the horn, and some other parts. Maybe I did not put something where it should be, but it's finished, it's working. I can tell you already there are about 3 pieces that fall off. First one is those gray things. This thing is falling off like crazy. It's driving me nuts. The second thing is the horn on the front, and the nails from the hands in here. Why? Because to get the balance, when you turn it on, the dragon is turning on the wheels and is trying to find that center, that gravity center, and then it's trying to hold it. But sometimes it's losing that center gravity, and it's falling mostly to the front, because on the back there is a stand, and when it's falling to the front, it's falling on the hands, on the legs. That's why I put the toes from the legs up to make it have more space, but it still will stop on this. So sadly the best part is to make it like this, because this way it will not break out, not damage, but break out those yellow parts when it's falling to the front. So I did have some problems with the remote, because when you turn on the remote, of course there is a LED inside that it's telling you it's on, and when it's connected it's solid light. But when you turn on the dragon, it will connect to the remote, and once a while it will turn on the motors for a short time. That's when the dragon is trying to find the center gravity, and it will not work without that. So to turn on this thing, you need about 2 square meters of space, because this thing need a lot of space to work. Turning is working fine, but going forward and reverse is really slow, because it is still trying to get that balance and not fall off. Interesting part is that this thing is using what was it, 52 bits processor. That's interesting, because mostly is multiplying bits, so it's 8 bits, 60 bits, 52 bits and 64 bits, but this one is using 52 bits. What that means, it means how much things this processor can process in one time. So it's still processing only 2 motors and the gyroscope, so that's not much thing, but it can process it really fast. So that's how it's working. As you can see, I just have it connected and charge it. They say it's 1 hour. I have no idea if it's still charging, but I have a red LED on the charger, and there is a green one in here. The manual for this thing is a disaster. So the assembly instruction was great, but this thing is a disaster. They doesn't tell you completely anything about this. So what are they don't tell you what are those 2 micro USB ports. They only tell you that this 2 control the front, backward, this 2 control turning, and they doesn't say what those 2 buttons are. This one is for shooting. The dragon is spinning and making a shooting sound, because there is a cannon inside. Of course that one is just a dummy Canon. So that's the first thing. The second button, I still have no idea what this thing do. I want to check if when I click it, if this will make the dragon going faster, but so far I have no idea what this thing do, and I hope I will find some information. Why it's so dirty in here? Huh, that's interesting. Something from the factory or from the bag probably. Okay, so for this moment that's all I can show you, because I have no possibilities to turn this thing on my desk, because it will start slowly moving backwards, and I have no space to even rotate this. Of course the wings also spin, so I will hit all the lamps and smoke filter, so I need to put it on the ground. So now I will show you the movie, how it's going on the floor. The link of course will be in the description. I know I can connect a Bluetooth. I will try that. I don't know if I can, if I will be able to connect my phone to it without the application. Yes, still the application doesn't work and it's still a disaster. And I will try to put some sounds from it, because the speaker is on the middle, and I will show you how it's working. So let's see that now.